Our next story brings some horrifying details from the Philippines. For years, when neighborhoods in Manila were asleep and much of the Western world was awake, children were forced to perform live sex shows for pedophiles around the world. And the perpetrators were none other than their parents. We'd like to warn our viewers that the details in our next report are disturbing. Take a look.
It's a story which needs to be told, no matter how disturbing the details. A new report suggests that children were raped and repeatedly sexually abused on camera by their family members. The reason? Crippling poverty. Around 20 million individuals are living below the poverty threshold in the Philippines. This represents around 18% of the population. And then came the pandemic. More than 2 years of lockdowns and school closures left children stuck at home, with cash-strapped parents who were desperate to make money. Family members, or worst yet, parents, offered live sex shows to customers overseas. A 36-year-old mother was caught red-handed by the National Bureau of Investigation. What's shocking is that this was only one of hundreds of such arrests, which are often a result of a tip-off from abroad. Images and videos of child sexual abuse have become a billion-dollar industry in the Philippines. A recent study by UNICEF and Save the Children estimates that around 1 in 5 Filipino children are at risk of sexual exploitation. This puts the overall figure close to 2 million. The study also found that around 20% of Filipino children aged between 12 and 17 experienced some form of online sexual abuse. Activists fear that abuse is becoming normalized in the Philippines, to the point that it may become endemic in some of the country's poorest neighborhoods. The president has declared an all-out war on child sexual abuse. But so far, it's a war the Philippines does not seem to be winning. More often than not, abuse is reported only when the child comes forward. And even then, it's a long and rocky road to justice. Social workers have to spend days, even weeks, pushing local police to rescue the children and file charges against the parents. Once a police report is filed, children can be sent to a number of homes or orphanages, but many don't have the training or experience to care for abusive survivors. The picture looks grim for the Philippines, but there are organizations like PRIDA that defend children's rights in the country. Therapists at PRIDA help sexually abused children to process their trauma. Child sex abuse is not new in the Philippines. Illegal prostitution between foreign men and teenage Filipino girls was prevalent in the 1970s. Now, decades on, social workers fear much of the sexual abuse here is generational, as many of the children's mothers were also raped or sexually assaulted. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.